Good morning, day 312 of the Worldwide Megacrisis Hungerstrike. I'm giving an update on YouTube and to you guys because we are in a serious situation, as you know. So personally, yesterday I updated you on an emergency update about Claude Mythos, and I forgot to do the wifey update, so I'll give that at the end. I stayed up late last night till like 4 in the morning, pushing the limits. I'm going to have a nice nap this morning. But the reason why I stayed up is because there are these polymaths who are starting to catch on to this approach. Human beings are creative and wonderful and beautiful, but they're also ignorant, complacent, and arrogant right now because we've been apex predators for too long and we've been destroying ourselves. And look, like the planet, 1 trillion animals, we're on the verge of destruction on 6 different fronts, 6 existential threats. So human beings have a hard time processing what is outside of their awareness. And the solution that we need is universal logic, the structure of pure wisdom, which human beings don't have. So they need some growing time to get there, but we don't have that time, not in the normal sense. So we're going to have to build a special network on trust to get people teaching each other with warm contacts is what it's called, meaning that when somebody sees something that's outside of their awareness limit, what do? Their animal brain lights up. You have 3 brains in your brain. You have your old cerebellum nervous system, really old, hundreds of millions of years. Then you got your limbic brain, which is millions of years. And then you got your prefrontal cortex, which is something like somewhere between 2 and 4 million years, I think. So anyway, when you get scared, because you come up against a stranger or something you don't recognize, it's treated as a threat, as a survival instinct. And so when a new idea like pure wisdom comes up, it's like, what the heck is this? I don't know what this is. And your fight or flight response kicks in. And the brain literally drains from your thinking self into your muscles, in your animal limbic brain. And then you stop thinking properly. You can't process new ideas as well. So that's going to happen unless there's high levels of trust. Because trust is psychological safety, meaning that even if this person is doing something you don't understand, you'll learn from it faster because you feel like you don't need to defend yourself because your friend loves you and wants to heal you. So you might actually even be curious about the idea. Okay, so that's why one of the only realistic ways to scale this to global critical mass, this God's government, this kingdom come, this wise government, this secular government, is if we use a small amount of people, 6 people we already know, and we teach them the core movement, which we need to do very, very quickly. So I didn't do that yesterday either. And we're going by bit so that as people lose hope in your communities and they realize what's really happening to them, you can say this very quickly to them and start getting them learning and hopeful. So the core, I'm getting back on the hunger strike here pretty soon. You can see that I've almost finished some of my peanut butter, my new water jug that doesn't taste like plastic or chlorine. So the core sentence goes like this. One world spirit core, or fair world spirit core, starts with time compression through clarity on ego wisdom, the problem being the mega crisis, the solution being the 2 sacred sentences, and the implementation being flow, rolls, and flocks. Very little of that probably makes sense to you, but that's okay because we're going back to unpack it. So we are unpacking the mega crisis, metacrisis, polycrisis, and you can watch my other videos. I put in the captions here that what we're talking about. So metacrisis is decline in culture, decline in agency, meaning trust, coordination, community spirit, and love. Fragmented consciousness is the heart of the heart, the real root problem. Ooh, my stomach. Recovering from the hunger strike still. The polycrisis is the material crisis of AI, CRISPR, World War III, climate change, and then mental health. So mental health, as people find out how bad this is, they are despairing, depression is increasing, hopelessness is literally declining in my country. Like they're doing census surveys showing that as people find out, they're not getting more hopeful because hope has to do with a proportionality issue. If your solution is not proportional to the problem, it doesn't give hope because it looks like it's not going to work, right? That's why we need a godlike level solution for a godlike level problem. AI is going to go to the singularity. That's a God level problem. It's just going to get more and more powerful as it codes itself. And as you know from Claude Mythos, it is coding itself. And it coded a version of itself so good in 2 months that it blew all the other ones out of the water. which is why we went from having months and years to act to literally weeks and months. This is serious. If you want to save your life, please do what I'm asking you to do. I'm being shadow banned. If you can pass this around, learn the core for yourself. This is not a cult. We teach anti-cult training, which we'll get into in the next 2 videos. And then you can do, you're recruiting just your small group of friends. You don't have to do all this pyramid scheming and all this. It's like, we don't want you to burn out because we're already burning out. The mental health crisis is growing because we're getting a lot of information, but we're not getting a lot of wisdom. Wisdom is a specific type of information that's good for us. And we're just being bombarded by this huge horde of just contingent information. And that's all I really need to say about that. Instead of having psych wards, we're going to have spirit wards that treat you like a human being.